Alright, so I'm going to show how to create this type of application from wireframe using Java and graphic user interface using JavaFX. So a simple application using wireframe is pretty much just you can start to type your username in or your email, and then password. It's supposed to be password field, you're not going to see. And what I'm going to implement now is just how to make the sign button work. Show you next page, right? Where other side you can start to create new survey. Alright, so let's switch back to start with the IntelliJ. So I use IntelliJ as my application to create my application. But to use this, you first go to File, New, and Project, and then you can start to pick JavaFX project, JavaFX application. Then you start to name, right? Like now I'm naming it as like survey, right? And try to get survey application and pick JavaFX, and then it's going to create a JavaFX, right? Structure. Sample is the default package. You can always rename it if you want to change. This is a sample because it's just the template from IntelliJ idea. So I'm going to say survey. Now, sample of XML, you can download Scene Builder. From my previous video, I've shown how to do that. Then you can just drag and drop, right, things in here. But if you know the code, you can just type the code, right? And you can start to construct them using the layout first, which is split pane and drag and drop, right? Like what I happen to use the split to the top and the bottom with the split pane, right? So just using split pane right there, right? That's what I did. Drag and drop, and start to drop the controls in, like the buttons, right? I also put a grid pane on the top here too. Now what I have, I'm going to bring it, okay, up. So after I create it, it looks like this, right? And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy and paste the code that I have created already. Right there. Okay. Now I'm going to deal with the button here to sign in, right? So this button, pretty much just this one that I have to add FX ID, right? And give the name. So when I have the ID, then I can just access it through the controller. Also, I add on action handle sign in, which is the method name. And one more thing that I need to do is the controller. I need to add FX controller. So it's going to link to the package name survey.controller, right? And now I have to create handle sign in for my controller here, public void, right? And let me spread this right. You see the method name handle sign in on action. When you click the button, it's going to call this method. Now when you create that, then there's no rate, right? Because they'll link and no errors. So handle sign in. Now when we click sign in, it's supposed to take you to the next page according to our design here, right? Wireframe. Like when I click, if the username and password is correct, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a next page here, right? So to create next page, you need to pretty much just create another fxml. So new file, and let's name it. So this is the admin, right? Alright, or create, right? Survey .fxml, and then you have scene builder. Then you can just start to build from there, right? So let's build something look like this. One button, scroll pane, right? You want scroll pane and one button, and this could be a table in there. So let's put the first is the containers. We want a simple pane, and then scroll pane, and I need something like button at the bottom. Right, a scroll pane in there. And controls, we need a button, right? According to the design. Very much design already help you. If you don't like the design, you have to revise the design, right? And right, create new survey. That's what the text is. I need a table inside. I need to look for table view, right? Put it right there. And this one is survey. Create a survey button, right? New survey. So we can put action again in there, right? Alright, so for now we need to program the table and so on. But it looks good for now. So if you switch to text, we have everything inside there. Now, I want to show you how we're going to click the sign in, right? And show that create server XML, right? So we need to do something very similar to main. So if I'm going to move it on the right, then we can see the code. So you need something like a stage. So I need to create a new stage, right? Stage. So this is the create survey stage, right? now we need to import pretty much health enter. We got the stage, right? And we need to load the fxml that I just create, right, to the root. Right, so this is what I want here, this lab code. It's pretty much very similar, just change the name to use create survey, right, create survey. And of course you need to handle bug. It requires you to have exception. Why? Because in the case of the file fxml is not existing. So, and we learn already, we can just throw, right, exception. And we pretty much just do the same for the rest. Set title, set scene, right? And import them in. But I name it create survey stage. So I didn't name primary stage, right? Primary stage is your home, the first page that we have. Set title, we can just set it to create survey, right? And this is survey application. That's the name of the application. Stage spelling. Okay. Alright, so let's test them. So it brings the second windows, right? We can just set the size, width and height. I didn't do any authentication because I test if it works first. Then I can put authentication in afterward, right? We need it maybe a little bit bigger. So authentication pretty much just you have to do. We can create a method, right, for authentication. If, and we do if, right, if it's path authentication, then we show that page. Else we can just say fail, right, authentication, which you can actually set it into the home page. Then I don't have to create pop-up or new box. Like I can just normally, which is very common, right, we can just put the label at the bottom, right, to say fail authentication. So let me find the label. Let's put it at the bottom right here. And we're not going to fill anything, right? But of course we need to make sure we know the name that we can give the ID. And it has to be let me make it visible to false first, and then I can just fill the text. And visible to false, then you don't see that. And text with color rate, right? And then fail